Hey guys, Chris again from ClassicVWBugs.com, and in this tip I'm going to show you how to install portal walls, the white wall inserts, onto your radial tire or bias belted tire if you have. You want to take your tire to either a tire shop, or if you have your own tire machine like we have here, a manual machine. You want to be able to break the bead off of the rim, and you got to make sure it's broken all the way around. This is the only way the portal wall can go in. Set it up on your tire machine. We got this machine from Northern Tools, I believe. Pretty inexpensive and pretty useful for what we're doing here at our shop. And put the tire down and tighten it up. And what you want to do is we get some bead sealer. Well, first we take your portal walls out, and I get these portal walls from portalwalls.com. It's Lucas's Automotive. And you get some bead sealer, and you want to put it in between the tire and the rim area, and make sure the rim is clean on the inside. There's no corrosion, any rust or anything, because that portal wall has to sit on a clean surface, or you might have some tire leaking issues, and this bead sealer kind of secures that even more, so no air comes out. What you want to do is get your portal wall and start inserting it between the rim and the tire. Make sure she's nice and set up for now. Do not use lubricant here. No soaps, no oils, nothing to get the portal wall in. It has to go in dry. If not, your portal wall is going to be flying out down the road. Start inflating some air into the tire. And you want to inflate as much as you can until you hear the bead pop. So the tire is now seated into the rim. Don't worry about the portal wall coming up now, as you can see. And make sure your valve is taken out of your valve stem at this point, and then just let the air out until the tire is out of air at this point, but the bead will still be set at this point. Now you want to get yourself a nice clean rubber mallet and start hammering the portal wall down, and make sure that line on the portal wall is even with the line on the rim. You'll see there's a line at the bottom where it sits in perfectly. Then you get your valve and put it into your valve stem, tighten that up, and then you're going to start inflating some more air into it. And we like to inflate the tires a good amount, more than what's recommended for the bug at this point. You just want the portal wall to sit in nicely. So you can see like the rubber is coming out on that one section of the tire. You want that line right there to be even with the rim, but see it's up at this one point right there. You see it's where it's up. So we have to hammer that down. So a little more air out, and then start hammering it back down. The more air that's in the tire might be a little more difficult to hammer down, so you might have to take some air out. Start hammering it down until the portal wall sits nice and flat onto the tire. There shouldn't be any air pockets at all. If you feel any air pockets or you feel any wobbliness in the portal wall, then you'll know it's you might get a ripple or a crinkle later on. You want to make sure it's nice and flat. Just keep hammering it down until you see it totally flush on the wall of the tire, and then just inflate your air. And you know, your front tires, I like, again, like 20 pounds or so. Rear tires like 25. I know that's even a little more than what the manual states, but bug tires really don't get that much air in them. So I know most of these tires today, they want like over 35 pounds, but not for a bug. Then we got some soapy water here, and we spray the outside of the portal wall area where it sits up against the rim, and you want to make sure that none of this soapy water is bubbling, so there's no air coming out. If you find any air, you're going to have to most likely let the air out again, get maybe a little more bead sealer in there, or clean the inside of the rim. And we are pretty good here. Nice and flat, no bubbles with the soap, and we put our tire on. Portal walls are a great alternative to real white wall tires. They have the look. Portal walls are pretty inexpensive, and they're good to put on a nice radial tire. And I like radial tires on my bug because they just handle a lot better than a bias belted tire. So you get the same results for a fraction of the price. And if you got any questions, Chris at ClassicVWBugs.com.